इस वक्त हम आपको बराह रास्त ऐवान सदर लेकर जा रहे हैं, जहां अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा के सेक्रेटरी जनरल एक इशाइये से खिताब कर रहे हैं।
To this country. And Pakistan has always kept its borders open. We see many borders in the world closed. We see many refugees rejected. We see many refugees discriminated. We see many refugees being used as a pretext in electoral campaigns to win votes by dividing people. But in Pakistan, we have always seen refugees welcomed, the borders open, and the doors of the Pakistanis open, and the hearts of the Pakistanis opened. And let's be clear, both Pakistan and Iran, that has also received billions of Afghan refugees, have always extended their generosity to them, have always guaranteed that they wouldn't be discriminated and that they would benefit from the same aspects in which the citizens of the countries would benefit in education, in health, with very little support from the international community. Having been High Commissioner for Refugees during 10 years, and doing our best to support Pakistan as to support Iran in relation to Afghan refugees, we know that our contribution and the contributions that we were able to channel from the international community were a drop in the ocean of the needs of the Afghan refugees and of the communities hosting them. And that is one reason more why in this moment it is very important to ask the international community to come together to support the peace process, to come together to make sure that a peace process that has started can be concluded and can be concluded with success. The Afghan people deserves it and the world needs it. But at the same time, the international community needs to come together to fully support the reconstruction of Afghanistan and to create the conditions allowing Afghan refugees to be able to go back home in safety and dignity, because their country has rediscovered peace and has rediscovered prosperity. And creating also the conditions for regional cooperation based on that same peace, taking into account the extraordinarily geostrategic position of Afghanistan in the center that links not only the refugee hosting countries of today, but Central Asia and further afield, creating here, or being able to create here, a zone of international cooperation and common development, bringing benefits to the citizens of the countries of the region that until now, unfortunately, the war in Afghanistan has not allowed to develop. At the same time, I want to say, as Secretary General of the United Nations, how much we appreciate what has been the very strong commitment of Pakistan towards the United Nations and towards multilateralism. Pakistani peacekeepers are one of the most important assets we have in our missions around the world. At the same time, Pakistan has completely implemented inside its own policies the Agenda 2030, the Sustainable Development Goals, our blueprint for fair globalization. And Pakistan is in the front line, both in the front line of fighting climate change and in the front line of suffering the impacts of climate change, what corresponds to us a vital priority. During this visit, I had also the occasion to listen to the concerns expressed by the different authorities of Pakistan in relation to the situation in Kashmir, and the United Nations will, of course, be faithful to the principles that we have always had in relation to the need for Security Council resolutions to be implemented, in relation for the diplomacy and dialogue to be able to solve the problems that exist. And once again, I offered my good offices in this regard, and to claim that in these situations, full respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms is essential. We were able to understand your concerns, and we will be able to do what is in our mandate and in our capacities in relation to the response to those concerns. But above all, I wanted to express my deep solidarity with the Pakistani people, and I want to express on behalf of us all our best wishes for the peace, the prosperity and the development of this country and its people that has shown so much the generosity and the solidarity that we would like to see all over the world. Thank you very much.